Hey mamas, welcome back to the Wholesome Feed. So today I'm answering a question that I hear all the time, and it's about your bosom and breastfeeding. Does breastfeeding ruin your breasts? And this is a concern that I've heard from a lot of mamas. It seems like a common concern. It's something that I hear derogatorily from a lot of rude trolls online. You know, oh, if you breastfeed, your breasts will be ruined. So breasts naturally throughout your life and throughout your hormone cycles, you know, during a month, during a year, during your lifetime, are going to change shape and size and, you know, color of your areola and your nipple is going to change during pregnancy and breastfeeding in a little bit. And that's just part of the hormonal makeup of being a woman, right? So breastfeeding does not ruin your breasts. I'm not sure what the perfect breast is that we're ruining exactly. I mean, breasts are these wonderful, functional, fabulous, fun, amazing things that produce food for our offspring. So, you know, how does using breasts for what they're made for ruin them? I'm not sure I see the strain of logic, but misogyny is strong and willful. So, what's happening with your breasts and why do people think they're being ruined, right? So, you're gaining and losing weight when you're pregnant, right? So when you're pregnant, you're gaining a bunch of weight in a pretty short amount of time. And then when you have your child, you're gonna start losing that weight. And you can also, your breasts can also change shape and size because of water retention. And then when your milk first comes in, so those first like 5 days postpartum, they can suddenly balloon out really hard, really big as your milk supply comes in. And then your milk supply takes 3 months, sometimes more, to regulate after you've had your child while you're breastfeeding. So that can be a big fluctuation in breast size. And so your breasts are expanding, and that can then later, once you're done breastfeeding, lead to a little more sagging because the skin has stretched out. And you know, there's not the fullness in there of milk and the milk coming in, the hormones and the water retention to fill them back out. So that I think is kind of why people assume breastfeeding ruins breasts, which is again so silly. Love your breasts, love them whether they are a tiny itty bitty, huge and gigantic, whether they point different directions, point down, point up, whether they are saggy or super perky, or if they have stretch marks or veins on them. They are all beautiful, right? Our breasts are amazing, they're part of our body, and we're so lucky to get to breastfeed and to strong will our way through breastfeeding, because breastfeeding isn't just a matter of luck, right? It is a lot of hard work. So ways that you can kind of help protect your breast tissue and the skin on your bosom so that you aren't going to see as much stretch marking and sagging are applying a whole lot of really high quality moisturizers. I like oil based solutions for pregnancy and postpartum on your breasts. So all the way down your cleavage, top of your breasts, around, underneath, even under your armpits. I really like castor oil. I think I have several vlogs that I talk about that on here on my other channel. Castor oil I have found has been really good for lubricating and hydrating my skin when I was going through pregnancy and postpartum period. I really think that helps reduce the stretch marking and the sagging, and it's keeping your skin more supple. Staying hydrated can really help as well, because your skin is really going to get a lot more crepey around your bosom when you aren't as hydrated. And finally, full-term breastfeeding allows your breasts to really slowly get back to the size approximately that they were before breastfeeding. So you aren't suddenly cutting off milk supply to your child at a certain designated age, and then your breasts are trying to deal with that all of a sudden, right? It's really gradual. They just slowly wean, and then your breasts kind of have time to decompress and to get back to their pre-baby state. And you know, our breasts are never the same decade to decade because our bodies are changing, right? We're getting older, our hormones are shifting. So your breasts will be different from, you know, maybe in your teens and your 20s to your 30s and your 40s and beyond, because our bodies are different, right? You don't look the way you did when you were 15. You don't look the way you did when you were 25 or 35 or 45 when you get past that. And so breasts do change shape and perkiness, but it's not a negative thing that's being ruined. It is just part of your body going through all these different seasons of life. It's pretty beautiful. I hope that alleviate some of the stress you have, feel free and ask me more questions on here. You can email me with any kind of breastfeeding questions you have, because I love offering support. I mean, I've been breastfeeding for 4.5 years now. I have a lot of anecdotal stories that I can just share and support in the mama community that I like to share with my other breastfeeding mamas. You can also go onto Amazon and link it down below in the description box to my breastfeeding guide. I wrote this as a motivational, fact-based booklet that you can go through. It's a great short novella link that you can just read it while you're breastfeeding. It helps you figure out, you know, birth to full-term weaning, just help you in the breastfeeding journey and kind of be your friendly companion, right? Hey, thank you so much. Give these a thumbs up and hit that bell if you haven't already, so that you get to see all the notifications of my new videos coming out. I'll see y'all around. And thank you so much for helping the channel grow to a crazy size now. I can't believe it has so many of you lovely biscuits that enjoy and love the videos that I put out on here as much as I love them. I'll see y'all around.